Hey! Welcome everyone to Pizza Vendor Academy playthrough Quest for Glory 2. This is Zombom and I will be playing through a fighter preparatory to becoming a paladin. I am joined by my colleagues.
I'm Gonf.
Tiny Anita, fighter.
Alright, so we're going to start out here because this is the first playthrough for this game by just watching the introduction here. I think this introduction is actually substantially different from that on the original version of the game, because this is the remake.
Wow. Hello there, Jin.
It's got some similarities, but yeah, it's not the same.
Well, obviously the graphic quality is much better as well, but there are also, I think, some
Wow!
minor differences in how this section works.
What's with the letters trying to set us on fire?
That happens sometimes.
What did we ever do to them?
They actually followed pretty close.
Yeah, pretty
That
close.
bit is...
I remember that from when I first saw this game played a very long time ago.
Were we reading through the credits?
Of course, the animations are a little bit cooler, but...
Well, and definitely smoother.
And the credits are not the same.
That's true, the people's names are different, because different people worked on it.
Yeah.
This bit here is actually a bit frustrating from a spatial reasoning standpoint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Try not to think about that too much.
That was the Enterprise.
Okay, was that the TNG Enterprise, or...?
It looked like it, yeah. But it went by pretty fast.
Jeez, some people have no respect for traffic laws outside the atmosphere.
Hey, we're doing more Warp 7. You no gonna regret this, boss. Guaranteed best in town or you no get your money back. How's about a nice... Wait! What is that up there?
No. That costume just will not do.
No, you look like a hero of Shapiro style. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and import our hero, and I am gonna use Anita's import file here, and I'm gonna import as a fighter.
It's welcoming me still. You might want to change the name.
Yeah, so to keep this from being really confusing, because Tiny Anita will also be playing through as a fighter who stays a fighter, we're gonna go ahead and change the name from Tiny Anita to Len.
A tiny significant change.
Just a little change. And now I have a couple points to spend. And you might notice there are a couple of new skills here, which you can't actually
Put points in.
put points in.
Yeah.
Unlike other stats that start at a 0, you can't actually build those up. So, Tiny did a very good job of getting this hero up to snuff. I think probably... How do I want to do this?
I put some in strength because it saves you some time.
What you really want to build up here is anything that's going to be hard to build. So, for example, weapon use, parry, dodge, all very useful skills, but easy to build up. Throwing,
Ditto.
ditto. So probably my biggest concern is going to be, what do you guys think, intelligence or luck? How hard is luck to build in this game? Do you remember?
I have no idea. I never was able to figure out how you do it.
Okay.
Building luck is a matter of luck.
Pretty much.
Sometimes I've had no trouble building up luck, and sometimes I've had a lot of trouble. So if I can just remember the key combo for actually assigning points. will be golden.
Isn't that?
I believe.
Don't
It
you-
depends on the different
Just
version of the
hit
game.
keys.
Yeah, that's always a great idea.
That was the worst that could happen.
Or try right clicking.
That works.
A
And
what?
left clicking to reduce.
Yep.
There is a keyboard cut too, but I don't remember it. So I'm going to give a couple to intelligence because that came in kind of low. I'm not actually going to put any in strength, even though that's pretty low. And yeah, I think I'll just do intelligence and luck. Again, I'm looking at what's going to be hard to build in this game. My memory is that strength is pretty easy to build in this version, but I haven't played the remake a huge number of times, so I could be wrong about that. We'll find out. Throwing, weapon use, parry, dodge, very easy to build up. Agility and vitality will come with time, but luck is very hard to build, and intelligence is largely up to chance. Alright, so having assigned our puzzle points, we're going to go ahead and start the game.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be playing this as if I've never played before, so I will be maybe missing kind of obvious things and talking to people about stuff I don't actually need to talk to them about. Quest for Glory 2 offers multiple conversations and blah blah blah. Alleyway systems, please select preference for starting.
But this is a cool thing they added in. You can actually run this thing
So,
with a parser.
or a combo system.
And the original, of course, was parser only. Point and click is the new cool style, but some
So,
of us like our parsers.
right. Whichever way people are more comfortable with. And then the alleyways, there's a very complex alleyway system for Shapir. I'm going to go with the classic so you get to see that. There's also a simplified alleyway system for people who don't want to have to deal with that. So we're just going to go with the point and click interface and the classic. I believe some of my colleagues here will be doing it differently in later playthroughs.
Don't take my classic alleyway system away. I don't like it.
We're purists.
Best part of this game. Is it not amazing how quickly we have set up this inn? The Katta's Tale is already the center of Shapir's entertainment. Where else can you watch Shima dance?
I like how that's all that you need for the center of...
You know that you will always have a place to stay and find food to eat in Shapir. Shameen, Shima, and I cannot thank you enough for helping us recover our stolen treasure. It is good to be back home, even though I have had troubling news. My old friend Aros al-Din, Emir of Razir, is missing. He was a good man, but not as wise as I. Ah, but you have not even seen our beautiful Shapir, and already I speak of problems. You need to go out, explore, and discover why this is indeed a land of enchantment.
Okay.
Moonbag.
So, as I said, I'm playing this as if I've never played before, so I'm just going to ask about everything.
I am Abdulla Doo. It is an old family name. I have heard that Razir has become a grim and unpleasant place to be now that my good friend Aros is no longer the Emir.
Okay, what about rumors?
I have heard that in Razir they now forbid people to speak to one another. How can one live in such a way?
Okay, how about Shapir?
The land of Shapir may be plagued with elementals and jinns, but this city will ever stand as long as there are heroes such as yourself.
That's odd. What's this plague we hear about? Alright, well, I guess we'll ask the inn.
A place to relax, talk to friends, to eat and drink, to watch entertainment. What better place to be?
Good question. How about the food?
Shima's cooking is fantastic, and her tea is heavenly. Truly, the Katta are friends beyond measure.
The way to Abdulla Doo's heart is through his stomach.
Okay.
Why, the very plazas of our city are a thriving marketplace.
Okay.
I'm your tourism guide.
How
Jinn
about
are
Jinn?
magical beings, huge, monstrous creatures of power, capable of tearing a man limb from limb. Although I've never personally experienced this.
How about the Katta?
The Katta make great neighbors and friends, and Shameen and Shima are the finest of Kattas.
Alright, what do you have to say about
Like a cat, Shameen lands upon his paws wherever he goes. This inn is the oasis of culture for Shapir.
And Shima?
Ah, the enchanting Shima. Her dance must be seen to be savored.
I think that's generally true.
Oh, hush.
Okay, what can you tell me about the desert?
The desert is full of perils for the unwary, and only brave men or fools dare go out there. I used to travel through the desert often.
Were you a fool or a brave man? Never mind. How about the monsters?
I have fought many monsters in my travels through the desert.
That's helpful. How about Rajir?
Thank you. Razir and Shapir were sister cities separated by the sands of the desert. Now it is said that the fountain of Razir runs no more, and that the city's soul is shriveled like a grape in the sun.
Okay, what can you tell me about the mirror?
Aros was the kindest of men, quick to hug you and call you brother, but I must admit that he was not very brave.
Okay, I think we asked about Aros.
He was a generous and friendly man, and Razir was a place worth living. Now Aros is lost, his brother sits on his throne, and Razir stagnates.
Oops. I'll just ask you about that again.
Yes,
how
I
about
love to talk.
Spielberg.
If you had not returned our stolen carpet and treasures, I would still be sitting there, wasting away to a mere shadow of myself.
Okay, carpet.
I have given the carpet to the Sultan, and in return he has made me wealthy beyond even my dreams.
Treasure.
There is no greater treasure than friendship.
How sweet. And brigands?
If I had not fought off so many in the battle at Spielberg Pass, perhaps you would not have made it through the brigand lair, my friend.
He's modest.
I am a model of modesty.
Well, let's see.
No longer a frail shadow of
Oops.
a great
I should have greeted him first, I guess.
Do it now.
And I'll say goodbye. Alright, and I would really like, I think, to be running. Because I am an impatient type.
Isn't patience a virtue? And aren't paladins supposed to be virtuous?
No, we're just annoying. Come on. No. Okay. What if I come over here? See, I'm a paladin, goody two-shoes, so I'm going to greet him. We are most honored by your presence in our inn, Hero Spielberg. I think he's got more of an accent this game than last game.
Well, it grows when he comes home and is among his own people. All of them, of course.
Shameen, in the tongue of my kin, means he of the lion. Okay, what's going on? Much has happened, Japir. What would you have me tell you about, hero friend? Rumors. I have heard that their armies the Sultan sends to Rajir were destroyed by a great wind. Well, that's cheery. Can you tell me about the city? The city is but an island of beauty amidst the stiffened sand of the timeless mountains. Alright, about the inn? This is truly what an inn should be, the center of all. With Shima to dance and the poet Omar to entertain, there will always be something of interest here. Well, okay. This mouse and I are not getting along, clearly. Shima? There is none in all Shapir to compare to my beautiful and wondrous mate.
Well, it's good he thinks so.
Yes. When Shima dances, fires awaken, at least for Kattas.
Oh, really?
Okay, how about Omar? Poetry is revered in this land. The word of the poet Omar speaks both to the heart and to the mind. Okay. How about the bazaar? In the plaza of the fountain and other plazas, the Katta merchants set up their shops. Merchants? Kattas are fine sellers of many things, for they know the true value of wealth. Okay, and what's that? To be truly wealthy, you must learn what it is. Well, sorry, I skipped to the end of the line.
To be content. I saw it.
Okay, and now the fountain has popped up as an option, so we'll go back and talk about that. The pathway to the fountain is north of our plaza. We are little people and few,